Here to complete his final Level 2 coaching task with a speech about mentoring, please welcome Alex Alvarez.
Today I want to talk about mentoring. Mentoring is the passing of knowledge, skills, and life experiences. But it is often confused with coaching. But coaching is different because it is more focused around improving the performance of a particular skill or a particular person in one area. Whereas mentoring is a lot more general in nature. And as a child, I had plenty of both. All my school teachers were basically coaches. And all my relatives were basically mentors. They were mentors because they were older, and because of that, that meant they were wiser. Or were they? My parents, my older siblings, my neighbors, they were all mentors to me in one way or another through different periods of my life. But being old doesn't necessarily mean that you're wise. In fact, sometimes those two concepts clash. We have a beautiful example here in the club where Liam, one of our youngest members, is someone that I consider to be very wise. And at the other end of the spectrum, we have I'm going to leave that up to you. There is a particular type of mentoring that we're all exposed to. This comes down to culture and often tradition as well. In light of tonight's theme, Christmas, I want to share with you some of the craziest traditions that I was not only exposed to as a child, but that I actively participated in. I grew up in Venezuela, as many of you know, and things have changed, obviously. But back in those days, Christmas was basically the 2-month period between November and January. And Santa Claus was not the official sponsor of the season. It was the baby Jesus. And as a child, I never expected any gifts from Santa. But I did expect the baby Jesus to rock up and personally deliver my gift. Even though he's a baby and it's his birthday, so it should have been my job to give him a gift. But those incongruencies didn't really make it into my frame of mind because that still made more sense than an old man flying in from the North Pole, piloting reindeer over the equator because it's very hot over there. And A, we don't have chimneys, and B, he'd probably get shot down by artillery. It's not the kind of place where you just fly. Christmas wasn't even the big day. The big day was New Year's Eve. That point of time between 11:50 and 1 a.m., that's when the madness really happened. You see, on New Year's Eve, as the countdown began, you were supposed to stuff 12 grapes in your face with every barrel. One and another and another. And with every one you have to make a wish because everybody knows, this is common knowledge, that your wishes don't come true unless you get a grape. You also have to, of course, climb on a chair because that's what you do in Christmas. And this one is so obvious that I'm not even going to explain the meaning of it because I'm sure you all get it. And the suitcase? Well, if you wanted to do any traveling in your life, you were supposed to grab the suitcase and run around the block a few times. And these were things that were normal. And everyone told you you were supposed to do them. And the point I'm trying to make with this speech is that as a child, you don't get to choose your mentors. And pretty much everyone who's older than you becomes one. that doesn't stop them from having a profound influence in the way you experience the world and the things that you consider are normal. And none of those traditions really came from there either. The grapes, that's a Spanish tradition. The chair, that came from Denmark. Running around with a piece of luggage because you want to travel, I'm pretty sure that came from Flight Center. And there was another tradition on top of all those, which was you had to wear yellow underwear. Yellow underwear. And it had to be new. It just can't be the same underwear that you wear all year. No. New yellow underwear. And you have to wear it inside out. Because otherwise all your wishes would be reversed. It wasn't until I became an adult that I began to question all the things that I had learned from my mentors as a child. Culture and tradition are some of those things that you just inherit. Nevertheless, as a child, I always ate my grapes. And I climbed on many chairs and I jumped. And every year, almost religiously, I would run around with a suitcase because I wanted to see the world. And I'd be lying if I told you that my wishes haven't come true. I did run around with a suitcase, and now I'm here in Australia, delivering a speech to an international audience. So that makes me think that perhaps those things worked. And they weren't as senseless as I thought they were. And perhaps there is wisdom in all of this nonsense. And what good is it to become a rational adult if you can't even have a little fun? Mr. Toastmaster?